Well, welcome to Ravensdale Bible Academy. Today's course is Introduction to Marriage, and our lesson for the day is a biblical view of money. Our anchor verse is 1 Timothy 5:8, which we see that the scriptures say that if anybody doesn't provide for his own family, then he is worse than an infidel. He's worse than an unbeliever. And so we know that we have to have the right view of money, which begins with, well, we have to earn it. We have to earn it. Somebody in the family has to be the breadwinner so that we can provide for the family. And if you don't provide for the family, well, then you're worse than an unbeliever. So we know that there's a mandate for us to work, a mandate to make money. But what's our view of money? What does that mean? First we have to understand that as we work for it and we earn it, that money is an instrument or a tool. And so many marriages fail because of a misunderstanding of money. A misunderstanding of money leads to arguing over money. What do we misunderstand? What do we argue about? Things about money that come into play, things like trust. They can't trust people with money, what they do with it, how they lie about it. That reveals character, weak character, poor character. It shows a lack of wisdom, how money is spent, how money is earned, how money is saved. We really see your values. If you want to know what somebody loves, what somebody cares about in their life, you just follow their checkbook. If they say they love the church, if they say they love ministry and they want to serve the Lord, then you'll see, hey, here's a tithe. You'll see, here's some donations to the mission. Hey, here's a contribution to a missionary. We'll follow the money and see that there's an investment in Christian education. Or we'll just see that, oh, wow, this guy spends a lot of money on going to sporting events or on motorcycles or thousands of dollars spent on crafting or some kind of collection or hobby. So all you have to do to know what somebody's real values are is to follow their money. Well, a biblical view of money needs to be understood, and there needs to be an agreement in marriage. And so I want to look at six just kind of biblical insights that we can look at. First, before marriage. Before you even get married, you can understand how that person views money, right? So you can see that they've already established a job. They've already established stability. They've already established maturity. Adulthood, really in earnest begins with financial independence. The second element we see is, well, how is that money earned? Is that money earned in a lazy way, in a diligent way, in a hard-working kind of a way, or is it kind of disorganized? Maybe they just get money from a trust, or they get money but they don't actually work for it or earn it, or there's not consistency or stability in the money, or maybe there's high risk. Too much risk to comfort you, let's say. Maybe there's investing. And again, that's just something that you have to understand going into a marriage, that this person owns a business and they're the last person to get paid, or maybe they get paid every 6 weeks and not every 2 weeks. And so you have to understand how to budget for that. The third element is timing. Well, when we talk about, a biblical view of money, it's like, well, when can we get married? We can't get married, not because this person doesn't love the Lord, not because this person isn't a good person, but because a person doesn't actually have an income. They don't have a job. They don't have money in the bank. They don't have a means, going back to our anchor verse, to provide for the family. And so the timing of your marriage depends on understanding how money works and having a biblical view of knowing that you have to have that money before you can get married. It doesn't mean you have to be wealthy and own a business and rich. It just means you need to be able to at least pay your bills. You need to show an ability, in our fourth example, our ability to actually budget, to actually show that you can handle the money. You can't spend more than you earn. Can't spend more than you earn. Basic budget. We're going to go over what a budget looks like next. Accountability. We want to see accountability. There's going to be decisions made together. You can't go rogue in a marriage. We make this together as a team. We have a shared bank account. We know where the money's going. We're two that have become one. So this money is our money. It's bad when you say it's my money. No, it's our money. And so that's an important concept for us to understand. There's accountability when it's our money and not just my money. And you can see that somebody is good with money, frugal, budgets, wise, or bad with money. And then finally, which is not finally, which really should be first, but is giving. Look, we're talking about this last, but it's definitely you, and I mentioned a little bit, you see somebody who says that they're committed to Jesus Christ and the Lord and the church, and they don't spend any money in that direction. They don't even give their first fruit of a tithe. They're not generous. They're not sacrificial in their giving. See, money is a tool. Money is just a tool. It's an instrument, and it can be an instrument for good. We're called stewards. God calls us stewards, and there's several passages talk about being good stewards. That means that this isn't our money. It's God's money. Remember, it's God who makes rich. It's God who makes poor. And so God has called us to earn money, but not to love money. Earn money, don't love money. The scriptures are clear, Matthew. You cannot serve two masters. You can't serve money and God. So it's important to control your finances, but don't let your finances master you. You don't get too excited if you happen to have, a good paycheck one month and too low if it wasn't a good one the next month. Maybe you're in sales. The key for a biblical view of money is to be biblical, to understand that God has blessed you, that we give thanks to God for allowing us to provide. It's a blessing to provide, and we give back our first fruits to God. That's a good biblical view of money.